Hello, this is Scott. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot and replace a brake switch for a Crown stock picker. So let's get into it. Just remember, when working on forklifts or material handling equipment, make sure that you have the platform properly blocked in air, and I'll show you. First off, use a concourse block. This block is like 4 foot long. You got it attached to the mast. And that's going to support it in case it comes down. Second rule of thumb is you got to set chains up to the back of the platform and the mast of the truck. So therefore, it's supported by the platform because that platform weighs anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 pounds. This is the platform. You don't want that coming down. So with it safely in the air, you got these fork flags so that nobody hits their face. Set out some cones to secure your area. And now, what I need to do is service the brake switch, which is located up under here. It's actually right back there. The brake switch needs to come out because the truck doesn't travel. Just remember, as what I'm talking to you now, I'm standing under the platform. Of course it is dangerous, but I have it safely blocked up. So we're going to remove that brake switch back there and install a new one. So let's get into that. Here's a better view of the brake switch. You take those 2 screws out. So now we have the brake switch out. And we're going to remove it and install a new one. But first, we're going to perform an ohm test on this switch. And I'll show you how you can determine if it's bad through resistance. So let's remove the switch. So we have the switch removed. So let's do an ohm test. So here's the bad switch, here's the good switch. We'll use a fluke meter, we're going to turn it to resistance. We're going to hook up our leads, and we're going to test the bad switch first. So then now, we push on the button with my fingers. Consistent. See that? Let me show it again. See it bouncing around. So it's telling me that there's resistance through the switch when you apply voltage while it's on the truck. So the switch needs to be replaced. There goes the numbers. See the numbers? It's jumping around. Let's test the new switch. Old, new. Push in on the new switch. .5. Close. Open. .5. Close. Open. .5. There's no movement. Close. 0.5. So you have no resistance going through the switch. So that means that the switch is bad. It needs to be replaced. So we're going to install a new switch. Let's go ahead and do that now. There's a new switch attached to the wires. Let's put it back up into the socket. switch back on. So let's go ahead and test it. So now let's remove the blocks. Let's remove the chains, which might require raising the platform about an inch or two. So let's lower the platform. All we gotta do is open up that valve. Lower it to the floor. Close the valve. Let's attach our wires. Attach the white and the green wire. White one and the green. The reason why I had those disconnected because this is the brake circuit wires. So I had those disconnected for testing. So now we've got them hooked up. Let's step on the pedal and see what it does. Did you hear the click? So that click was the brake coil. Let me take my foot off. Hear it click again. Now I release the brakes. Then it put the brakes back in the lock position. So now let's step on it. Now the brakes are released. Release the brake pedal. Now the brake pedal was in and brake coil was energized, so the truck won't move. So let's push on the brake pedal. Let's try to drive and see what it does. So we had travel, so that's it. So that's how you replace not only the brake switch under the floorboard, but make sure that you properly block the platform so it doesn't come down on you. If you like this video, please subscribe. And again, thanks for watching. So at the completion of this video, I just want to make a comment. You see the round fan-looking rotor on the left side of the screen? Well, that's your brake rotor, and it has a brake coil and a brake drum. When I was testing the truck and you hear that clicking noise, those fans, that whole assembly will pull together. So you would hear click in place, and when I release the pedal, it would disengage. So that's the brake circuit. And sometimes it's got springs under there, and that may need to be replaced. And I'll show you that in another video. But then we're going to pan over to the left side, and I'm going to make a comment on the wires that operate the brake circuit. Now, as you see, the white wire and the green wire, which is the wires that are exposed, I removed them from that terminal board too. Those are the two wires that are attached directly to the brake switch that we just replaced. A lot of times, you can take those two wires out and use a jumper, as I did earlier, and I heard the clicking noise. So what that told me was there's several ways that you can test the brake circuit, but by removing the white and the green wire and just eliminating them out of the circuit, you're able to test the brakes. So just remember, you have to replace those two wires back into that terminal board connector number 2. And that's another quick way that you can test the brakes. So again, just a side note, continue subscribing. And as always, we'll see you soon.